Well, so what do you do when it don't work? You reboot till it works. Greetings, my fellow friends and neighbors and shamans in training in the universe, and all of you wonderful, wonderful people. I am Hawkeye Two Feathers, also known as David Null, and I greet you with the love and the honor of the infinite creator. And I continue to pray that each and every one of you will learn to accept and receive the knowledge, the healing, the wisdom, and the many blessings in the universe. And after my last, I just got out of the hospital from 2 heart attacks. And let me tell you, my friends, let me tell you about the universe. Let me tell you about floating around in the milk are really weird and strange. But anyway, hey Joe, man, I'm glad for you to see me, buddies and girlies and goodies and baddies and whoever y'all are out there. Because the last week, but there was literally a band of angels singing over me in a circle, and it it has been very profound for me. A band of angels coming after me, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. I looked over yonder, and what did I see? Coming for to carry me home. A band of angels coming after me, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Anyway, that was kind of going through my head at the time. Um, the tests and things that they've done, it had turned me diabetic. My glucose was over the wall. My kidneys were starting to shut down because of the walking pneumonia. I did walking pneumonia and the boogie woogie blues. Get back, get back, get back where you once belong. Get back, JoJo. Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. We gonna do, we gonna do what they say can't be done. It's a long way to go, but a short time to get there. Watch old bandit run. It was on today. And after the last couple of days, it seemed danged appropriate. Because it's like, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead. Damn the, no, we got, full speed ahead. Because I was dangling at a thread. Boy, howdy. And I'm not trying to make light of this, honest. I lost 20% of my heart because of my oversmoking, my overindulgence in previous years. Now, y'all, hey, Michelle, I love you. Max, how are you? I'm good to see you too, Max. Is the connection better? I rebooted like 4 times. And it could have just been somewhere out there too. But, Max, you had a show, and I tried to sit in about dimensions. At some point, I'm going to talk about the dimension that I was in with our dear friend Brian, who came to me and we took a journey into the Milky Way because I said, dude, Brian, what are you doing here? Is this my ticket home? And he's like, and I asked him specifically, I said, how does it feel to be free from the existence of, like being tied to the earth? How does it feel to literally go through the Milky Way? And he was like, come on, want to go for a ride? And we did. Now the angels are singing all night, all day, angels watching over me, my Lord. All night, all day, angels watching over me. Now my grandma, who I haven't seen since she made the transition, you've heard me talk about my granny, who I watched ascend. She was there on the right side. And I couldn't figure out why Granny was there, but it was good to see you. And Brian and I flew and had a chat with no words. But I could hear the words, but no words. It wasn't about mouth, it was about here. And awfully through the universe at the time, which seemed like a pretty good while. Lots of things just seen, felt, and absorbed. And it's only been a couple of days ago. And so it's still going to take me a while to really understand. But he was showing me what we went through, how we were going through it. But he looked at me and he said, now, a lot of you may or may not know, but Brian was like one of the first people to subscribe to my channel. And we became fast friends. Well, his channel, my channel, he interviewed me because I still don't know how to do it, to do the share screen thing. It's not that I don't want to, I haven't been able to figure it out. But so we had set up between us, what did we want our channels to be? What were the topics we wanted to discuss? What were the things that, and we came up with a plan, which I'm trying my best to still kind of maintain. At least from my shaman journey thingy. And I'm still trying to figure that out. But boy, did I get some clarification here the other day. Let me tell you, it was overwhelming. Shoo, whoo. You'll hear about it, just not right now. I'm going to do a live stream with Robert tonight on Milky Way, and we're going to do where I missed last week. I want to pick it up. We're going to do legends and stuff and everything. But I want to get on here right now and just because it is so profound right now. I'm afraid I might lose for posterity and for you, my dear friend. My room at 4:00 in the morning. And I wasn't really sleeping. I'll be with you, Robert. I'm testing out the internet, and apparently I got a bad connection that I just got another sign. We're going to do it anyway, Robert. But they come into my room at 4:00 in the morning, 4 nurses and a doctor. And they're hooking me up to stuff so fast. And I'm like, what's going on? Your heart's doing it. And I was like, what? I'm laying there in bed. I've got tubes all over me and stuff attached to me, oxygen, this, that, and the other thing. And they said, like, hold still. Okay. So I'm holding still. Apparently, my heart was like it had triggered itself and was going absolutely bat crap cray cray. And it took four nurses and a machine. They were pushing IV in me. They were doing all these things because my heart monitor said I was in really bad distress. Now I couldn't feel a thing. I'm they don't want me to move, but I'm trying to put my hand on my chest. I don't feel anything. But these five people were worried shitless. You hear me? I could see the panic in their eyes, which panicked me because, like, what? Like, dude, you're having a heart attack. What? I thought it was going to be some kind of, you know, I was having a heart attack. I didn't hear anything from my heart, and it being like right here. I didn't feel anything in my heart, but I went from like 85 pulse to like 250 and back and forth in like 3 seconds, and it wouldn't stop. And they panicked because they've been wearing this heart monitor for the last week, and apparently the heart monitor panicked, which them folks were in my room. Slow connection. Were in my room like that, but I didn't realize until after they got done. And the doctor came in the next morning and he said, they had a heart attack, son. And I was like, all right. I could kind of tell by all these people in my room at 4:30 in the morning and their concerned looks and what they were drugs they were pushing and this they were doing. And but I didn't feel a thing here. Now, of all the things that scared me, it was that. And he said, what you have is such that people don't know it. You ever watch those commercials? The silent killer? Y'all, I'm here to tell you, it don't say a word. It ain't jumping up and down and screaming at you. It's as quiet as a mouse, but you be just as dead, DEADE, dead, dirt nap, and you can't feel a thing. I mean, nothing. There was like a little bit of like, the best I can describe it is like a little anxiety, maybe start to get a little hyper a little bit, but nothing like, no. And I had no idea just how flipping close that 4:30 in the morning thing was. Now I've had tests. Oh, look at this, just to show it off. You see this bag of goodies? There's all kinds of drugs and stuff in here. $556.59 for this bag, and I don't have it all. And I got to take everything that's in this thing, or I'd be dead. Talk about a shock. Now, some of these meds relate to my, because apparently I know by my own symptoms that I'd been coughing really bad and throwing up phlegm. And so I had walking pneumonia. Plus, 20% of my heart is just not functioning due to lots of smoke. Man, I was the party animal back in the day. And so, in talking with the doc, he goes, it's a good thing you stopped when you did, because in this one particular part of the heart, percent of the ability to be able to use that part of my heart And so now I only have 40% to run what 60% of the heart is supposed to do. What? What? So in this last week, because I called Robert earlier a week ago and said, I'm sorry, buddy. They're taking me to the hospital. I'll let you know later. And that's the way it was, honestly, because I was drowning from the pneumonia. Because I'm a stubborn old coot and don't know no better. And I'm telling everybody, and I will continue to say this, there are folks out there that it's okay, blah, 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 when maybe it really ain't. And because I was so stubborn, I've been to a doctor in 7 years. No drugs in me of any kind other than my little 420. Hey, what time is it anyway? Let's do a 420 just for the damn hell of it, right? And I'm going to get off of here in a minute, Robert, so we could do a show, okay? But I just wanted to get on Miss Brenda and Brian on that one day where I was really having trouble trying to just maintain, and at least in spirit, she had 5 minutes and she told me things, and the only way is if it did actually happen. Okay, it wasn't my imagination. I heard her praying next to my bed in person, not long off over here. And that's what I was saying to Max, that you were talking about dimensions, on your show. And while I'm out there floating around, I was like, wow, what this weird dimensional thing is going on here. Anyway, for another discussion, but let me tell you, do I have a different perspective now? Holy shit. But she was beside my bed praying, and Brian and I were together and we were having a chat, and she described certain things that there's no way Miss Brenda don't lie. And the prayers, I could almost feel her. And I've never met Miss Brenda. I never met Brian except on YouTube like this. But her voice was so clear and right there in the hospital. And so was Brian. And she told me, yes, we were there praying together for you. And she said, Hawkeye, you can't go yet. Now, while Brian and I were flying around in my little white thing with Granny and the angels, he was showing me things about you all, about what we wanted with the channels, about what we had discussed, what our goals were, what we wanted to achieve. And that was to bring people together. That was to bring people together from all races and creeds and, around the world, literally, and come together in a spiritual soul tribe. And he looked at me and he said, Hawkeye, you can't stay. And I was like, wait a minute, this is pretty cool. You mean I got to go back? I mean, you brought me this far. I got to go back? One part of the equation. And part of whatever go through, like a near-death experience, and float around with him in the universe for that time, that dimensional time. Because it could have been an instant, it could have been a day. But what was discussed between us was, he said, remember our goals. And I was like, yeah, I'm still living by it. I'm still trying to do it. And then he gave me some insight in that I've been slacking. And I have been slacking. Because there are times in my own head, to be a shaman, ego must not be present. that can't be there. And in my own trying to understand about spirituality and myself, I didn't feel worthy. And I felt somehow that, well, I'm going to do a video. Yeah, but why? Well, because I want to. Well, that's ego. When maybe he told me, when I want to do a video, it's because somebody out there needs your ass, dummy. Somebody may need to have a conversation with you. Well, what if I don't have a topic? It don't matter. To keep the soul tied. Ow. Oh, that hurts so bad. Oh, it's so sore. I don't know if you can see the discoloration in my hand or not. It's ugly. Oh my God. It is so, it looks like I got run over, honestly. And I've had parts of me run over before. So, Brian, in our discussion and in our melding, he's like, Hawkeye, you got to go back. He said, I'll always be with you. And I never doubted it. But after this event, you all have heard me. Believe, 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 believe. All of this was a reinforcement times 1,000. I believed before. Boy, do I believe now in a way I never thought imaginable. And I'm still trying to figure this out. And he goes, you can't stay. You got to go back to finish what we started. He is the liaison and out there and to help me, which he has over the years since he's passed away. But he ain't passed away. He's still out there, right? And so this whole event was well, more than that, but it showed me, again, I want to say this. I didn't doubt it. I did not doubt his existence, what our goal was, what the thing. I have not doubted it for a long time. But this event, oh, my message to come back to you all is you don't have to, but when you believe and you believe and you believe even stronger and you believe one more time and throw another one in there just for the hell of it, when you believe in the spirit, and the spirit is the universe when you accept and receive. So he says, Hawkeye, it was sort of like a Mission Impossible. Dun, 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 dun. Do you accept the rest of your mission? And I looked at him and said, well, duh, I don't much have a chance if I can't stay. And, in my joking way, and he goes, he laughed. I love you, brother. And do you accept the rest of this mission? And I said, well, I accepted it before. I mean, I have made my commitment. I have, I've told you years ago, even did a video about it. I am a warrior for Christ and will be and will continue to be, and for the universe and the spirit. Do you accept the rest of your mission? I went, yeah. And my grandma smiled, and I've been trying to figure out why Granny was there. But you've heard me talk about her. She was one of the most peaceful, one of the most spiritual people without a religion. I talked to my sister about this, and she goes, everybody liked Granny. Everybody. Because she was just a kind person. And, I've talked about the kindness thing before, and I've watched it occur I've watched it manifest this last week. And if there's a message from the universe is we we just need to open up our hearts and show kindness. Because so many people are masking it and hiding it. They're afraid to show it to folks because of all the fear that's out there. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about this more. I'm going to go get on with Robert, and we're going to do Milky Way Soul Tribe, and we're going to do the other thing. But I had to get this off my chest right now while it's literally just hours old. So I can't forget, or so I can feel the feeling of what has been bringing me. Now, it has been so profound. I think it's going to take me a little while to decipher this. It's all good. And y'all going to know about it because Brian said I got to talk about it. Visiting the other side and having conversations like we had. And then when Miss Brenda called me and said a lot of the same stuff that Brian had told me, I'm like, y'all been talking back and forth, ain't you? Yeah. And that my two personal shaman holdups are does my ego get in the way? And I'm always, and I have been overcautious, he told me, and she told me too. I've been overcautious with worrying about if I do a show, is that my ego showing? No, I just want to do a show and have a chat with y'all, you know? But at the same time, then, well, I want to do a show, but ain't that ego wanting to stroke you to go do it? So I'm learning on my part. I was backing up. I was afraid to do it. I was afraid my ego might want to try to get in. And Brian was, you got to cut that shit out. You can't be doing that. No, because then I'm holding back. And so ego was one. And the other is to always be humble. Hey, Susie Q, who have I missed? Mel, I know, but I've been yakking. Um, See, Max, and I don't believe it until this experience. I'm always like, I don't know, well, how people going to not be ego when actually, I mean, it is weird. Hey, March the Ark. Hey, Miss Pearl. Witch Moon. Melzel. Mel 80Zell. Hey, 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 hey. Let's see, what time is it? I got to hang up now so I can go do the live stream with our good friend, and we're going to do it on his channel. But I literally, I could not hold back, and there's quite a bit more to this. It's all good, but the bottom line, and for me, I'll finish this little bit up about. I talked about the ego. Fours on the ground with your head on the ground, humble to Mother Earth and to the universe. And I'm all the time, that's how I feel, and that's how I was going to say, and that's how I act. But I don't act that way. I just do it because I believe. But this time through, whew, I'm telling you, if any of you that has any doubts in any way that I can help convey to believe, just simply, if you're having issues, troubles, my mission, and it always has been, but after this round, any of you, your friends, your relatives, or whatever, if they're having trouble believing in whatever, if I gotta call them on the phone, whatever it is, it's my mission to just help them understand. And with all humbleness to the universe, and Brian said, you gotta quit doing that shit too. And even Miss Brenda said, David, you're one of the most humblest people I've ever met. Now, I'm not soliciting compliments, and I have been so shocked and overwhelmed. I have broken down in so many tears that I strive to be a good person because my granny was, who was there the other day to give me a smile and a thumbs up. You're doing a good job. Keep it up. So I'm going to do my best. Now I'm going to switch channels and end this stream. I seriously doubt I'm going to go to sleep anytime soon, but I could get tired really easy. Hi, Isby, Mel, miss anybody? Which moon? Okay, so I hope in some way I'm able to convey how strong the images and the messages, simple messages, that the universe, is a thumbs up, especially when you believe and you believe and you believe in kindness and you give kindness. And several friends, I've talked about Michael, who came and stayed with me for a little bit. I've had this conversation with him through text and stuff. And in his travels, he's like, he's actually been able to witness in bus stations and wherever that when you smile at somebody or something, and he's like, this is really cool. And I was like, yeah, I know, that's why he and I had conversations like this. And, Hawkeye, this really works because he's putting it into practice in his travels. And I'm like, yeah, ain't it neat? So to have someone that I've met over this channel to come and stay with me, to quote, come and study with me, if you will, and for me to just show and explain the simple acts of kindness and smiles. Now, he's literally going to go to Kazakhstan and be a teacher and stuff. He's going to be able to carry that everywhere he goes now. And he wants to. He sees the value in it. Kindness. So, yes, with all the compliments from the universe, Brian, my grandma, Miss Brenda, and all of you, here's my promise. I promise to do the best I can to be here. Don't know the gist of it, and I'm not giving up. I have no idea what the rest of this quote mission is, but I promise you, I'm going to be here and we're going to share it together. And with the grace of God, who has blessed me these last few days so I could still be here, and with the grace of our dear friend Brian Milky Way, who has, I could see him smile right now with a thumbs up. But yep, here we go. He and I, which we made deals with, what we wanted to see accomplished years ago. I'm here to follow through on it, especially with his help and guidance. Now, so I'm out of here. Switch channels. I'm going over with Robert, and thank you all. Mel, I've told my friends and family, my brother, sister, and I can assure you, Teresa, hey, I assure you all that my commitment is to do the best I can. Now, shit gets in the way sometimes. Hey, baby. And it's good to be home, let me tell you. They wanted me to go off with friends, and I almost did. But when I put my feet on the ground and saw the cats, and I said, nah, Hawkeye needs to be here right now with my feet on the ground. Going to my friends it's their house, and with all this that I've been through, I need to be at my house. But anyway, I'm going to switch channels and I get ready with Robert V because it's time. Yeah, it's past time, and I promised him. And depends on how wound up I am. Oh, my promise is I promise to do my best to stay here. My promise is I promise to do the best and to be. I have no clue what this is. coming back here to this dump of a world, that ain't torment in the heart and the thing and all that. That ain't nothing. Oh, the world's got monkeypox. So I stubbed my toe and literally my toenails coming off. Who cares? you know, can you walk and talk and still breathe? Yeah, that. And just give praise to the universe because there's so many prayers and stuff out there. Yeah, and I'm leaving. Okay, so let me end this. I continue to pray that each and every day, each and every one of you will continue to learn how to accept and receive the knowledge, the healing, the wisdom, and the oh so many blessings in the universe, and that you will continue to believe even more. And when it sinks in, so cheers, Robert. I'm heading over. Thanks, Teresa. Good to see you all, my friends. Mel, now, I love you all, and thank you for your prayers. I've been praying for you guys. Yeah, Duggar's not home yet. Hey, Jules. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome. When I was in my state, all of you all that are in the chat, necessarily right now, but that come in the chat, all y'all was just kind of running through my head with my eyes. I couldn't do anything. It would just lay there and hurt. And I'm not trying to gain sympathy. That's just the damn truth. But anyway, I got to shut up. I'll go on. Much love to you. And I promise to be back. And I promise to do the best to stay here for as long as I'm necessary. My ticket ain't up yet. And as I had told you, and I called my brother today up in Ohio, our joke between us is, I ain't dead yet. Cheers.